right, kid, we're live.
One could have won, but they didn't. Right? Okay, then. That's their problem. A whole bunch of motherfuckers would have won, should have won, could have won, but they didn't. Right? Shit about boxing. Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.
Like that! 1 minute left. I ain't going out like that! I ain't going out like that!
Jay, are you in there?
Trace, a master of nothing. We know you don't know nothing about boxing.
Champion of the world, Mike Tyson. Then I'll illustrate my reign with bloodshed and pain. Then everybody will fear me. That tremble in the bone.
He talks too much, he's ugly, he's pretending I'm the true champion, and they make me the underdog. I'm gonna show them all they're wrong, because I'm the champion. I'm the real champion. There'll never be one like me.
They don't want no confrontation.
I don't know, don't be a fighter, you don't want no confrontation. Nope.
Friday night, it's 10 o'clock. Y'all know what that means. Time to talk this boxing shit with the angry white men. If you're easily offended, this is not for you. If you're glazing average fighters that are overachievers, this definitely ain't for you. So check any bitch ass feelings at the door and give it up for the angry white man, D1 and William Old School.
What's happening?
What up?
Another edition of Angry White Men. I'm D1. That's my player partner, William Old School, aka the Raging Cajun, and we're here to talk some Gonna try to keep the swearing at a minimum. You know what I mean? Trying to get this seen by people. But there's only a couple people in the chat probably watching the Jaime Munguia shit. All things, what's up, champ? Appreciate you. You already know what time it is. For real. Appreciate you, man. Aunt McQueen. Family.
What's up, everybody?
Too, chopping it up. My boys in high places. What's happening? Appreciate you, dog. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus in the fucking building. Appreciate you, champ. Real shit. Appreciate you. Got this new little. You see this Old School? You see us right there? They look like us too and shit. Revo. I remember when he sent me the logo for this shit. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That shit is funny as hell, bro. KB, just do. My fucking family. There ain't gonna be that many people in here tonight, but that's all right. The quality's not gonna change. We're still gonna talk our shit. Oh yeah, and by the way, these guys, last second heroics. My son playing with a sprained AC joint in his non-throwing shoulder. I leave the game early. They're down by 3. I'm like, oh no, man, another fucking heartbreaker. My son breaks a run. They get into field goal range. 10 seconds left. Kick the field goal. Driving down the field, my son hits like a 30-yard strike. Kid gets tackled. My son gets up to the line. Matter of fact, here, I'll show you, boys. I'll show you. Here, I got a couple plays on deck for y'all. I'll show you what this kid's made of. cut from a different cloth, man. And it tells me, like, just seeing the way he don't quit, Wild Bill, the way he stays with it. It's amazing, bro. I'm gonna play 2 plays in succession. This is the first. That was a nice throw there.
Oh yeah.
Listen, bro, with a sprained AC joint in your left shoulder, anything touches that, it hurts so bad, bro. I've had a fucked up shoulder for mad long. I tore ligaments in my shit. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's get to the boxing, man. Fuck what my kid got going on, you know what I mean? That's how fickle boxing fans are, though, bro. They want to talk boxing. They want to see boxing. And if they ain't seeing that, they're out. All things. Appreciate you, dog. I already said what's up. Came through in the clutch. Jaime Munguia's fighting right now, bro.
Yeah. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Take care of what you got to take care of. Yo, bro. We're gonna talk about a couple different things tonight. We're gonna talk about the Devin Haney shit with old SOG, and people might have the wrong idea of me, right? They think I like fighters and I only want to see fighting, and boxing ain't my thing. But Andre Ward was my favorite fighter for years, bro. I don't know why I don't like that type of style. I don't know if it's nostalgia or the way these guys used to box and fight. But Andre Ward will get dirty with you. He'll fight when it's time to fight. All the greats will. I loved Andre Ward, bro. It was Mike Tyson, then it was Roy Jones Jr., and then it was SOG for me. And them are my guys, bro. I appreciate great boxing. I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, bro. Don't get me wrong. I love a good boxing match. It's just I prefer fighting more. I'd rather see these guys fight. Somebody else came in the building. If you're in the building, comment. Just say something. Say what up. Got a comment to push these live streams forward. Like that shit. If you're watching on the playback, our last live was very successful on the playback. We got like 1,000 extra views. I don't know if that was from the Canelo shit or what it was from, but our last playback killed it, bro. We got like 700 watch hours. I feel like we're getting somewhere now. So hit the like, dislike. It don't matter. Just hit one of them. Share this shit to somebody. Say there's this goofy ass white dude talking mad shit on YouTube. Come check him out. Because probably shadow ban with the name alone, but we'll rock out. We'll keep rocking out here. You know what I mean? Yo, Mike G in the fucking place to be. What's happening, champ? Appreciate you, bro. Could be anywhere else, but you choose to be here, and I appreciate that shit from the bottom of my heart. Real shit.
I'm back.
I gotta play a commercial real quick. I don't want to lose any oh shit, D Free in the house. What's happening, D Free? My esteemed colleague, high dollar lawyer, getting these cats off of sure cases. My boy, thanks for stopping through, D Free. We appreciate you, bro. You already know what's up.
D Free.
There's the wrench for you, homie. All right, we got a couple different things to get into. I got a commercial to play real quick, just to pay some bills, get these raffle tickets out the way. Here it is.
The JBT.
Let's hear it.
Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise-canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle, our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Yo, I am the winner of the last raffle. The prizes are legit. The raffle's even more legit. Get that block special 3 for $25. All right, let's get at it. Yo, man, there was a lot of tank before we get into the Devin Haney and SOG shit. You see Tank cutting up on Twitter today? I think I uploaded a couple of his tweets. I snatched a little screen grab. He was cutting up with Edgar Berlanga. I'm going to show this joint real quick. He cooked, buddy. One little tweet. And what happened? You bum, you lost. Yeah. You know it's about to be an announcement, dog. Like when Tank starts rattling off at the thumbs, like we do all day, every day, something's down the pipeline, bro. So get ready. I've heard Lamont Roach. You heard Lamont Roach too, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not, I don't even know how to. Would I be?
I'm
okay
hoping that's wrong.
Listen, Lamont Roach deserves it as much as anybody. Don't get me wrong. He's the 130 WBA champion, and he's fought his way to get there. He beat Hector Garcia, not in my opinion, the judges. He hit him with a back of the head shot in the 12th, knocked him down. Shouldn't even have counted. It was kind of bullshit. But, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and this is boxing. So, only beef I would have is if Tank pulls him up. Fuck that, Tank. You're 3 pounds away, and you're missing opportunities at straps. And I know it doesn't matter now, and you're the man now, and you're selling out arenas and all that good shit. But when it's all said and done, and they say you only won 3 straps, to me, man, I want you to get as much glory as possible. And them belts fucking matter. They always have, and they always will. They matter to the 7-year-old in the gym aiming to be you. Because whether they want to be you or not, they want that belt. That's for sure. That's the first dream a kid's ever had walking into the gym. What do you think about the belts? I think them shits matter, bro.
I'm old school, bro. I like
Chris
the belt.
Trucker.
The belts have always mattered.
Yeah, they always have mattered and they always will. Chris Trucker, what's poppin', champ? Appreciate you, dog. Real shit, homie.
Look, I get it. It's prize fighting, and the money is the big prize. But let's face it, the legacy, you got to have the belts.
Got to. Like, it's not even, for me, you gotta get belts, man. It's the only thing that marks greatness in our sport. And I know we're going through a phase right now. Belts don't matter. You know what I mean? This, that, and the third. Them shits matter, bro. You gotta want legacy. You gotta want your shit etched in the history books forever. Melon and Queen, female fight fans, and the JBT moderator. Appreciate you, sweetheart. For real. You do a lot of work for us, and it doesn't go unnoticed, to say the least.
Cash Sports, my guy.
Cash Sports, what up, OG? Appreciate you, dog. Real shit. Great show today. Great show all week. I love this guy's show. I tune in and I learn, bro. It's us as boxing fans. We always want to talk it. We always want to get on this phone and just keep talking, and rattling off at these thumbs. Take a second and learn something. Tap in with the OG. You know what I mean? Tap into this guy. He'll teach you something. Even I don't care how much knowledge you got in this game. He's spitting historical facts and telling you how it was when it was. Giving you all sorts of different things to touch on, bro. For real, for real. My guy. What's happening, Tim Stout? Appreciate you, homie. Real shit. Appreciate you stopping through. Big dog BVO getting cooked up. My boy got cooked up by B3.
EVO, the head.
Yeah. But my guy loves this shit, bro. He wants to argue and shit. More power to y'all. Man, I can't get on nobody's shit and argue. Like, I would love to go on knockout shit, and talk shit with all these young guys and just talk the game. But I'll be snapping out. It'll be over. I'll be getting you demonetized. So that's why I don't go on them panels and shit and come talk shit. BVO, I'll come talk shit in the doghouse because anything goes in that joint. And I have to stop too. I was there watching B3 cook BVO. It was pretty good. It's good shit. Good program, and you've been doing a great job. Keep up the good work, big dog. Appreciate my brothers. Yeah, no doubt. Darius Warren. Appreciate you, champ. Thanks for stopping through. All right, old school. We got a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Tank's gonna make an announcement pretty soon. I hope it's not Vermont Roads. Let's hope it's actually I want to touch on. Do you want to touch on the Tio thing or no?
Bruh.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to say idiot?
It's crazy.
This dude,
crazy, bro.
Nobody should ever put a mic in front of Tio or his father, ever. I mean, ever.
No, they shouldn't. And I got no choice but to think that was. I don't think he's smart enough to even pull a pub stunt like that. Here, let's refresh everybody's memory on what this guy had to say here. It's appalling, even to a white guy like me, because I'm from the hood. I'm from, you know what I mean? This shouldn't be saying shit like this. Never.
Or Javante Davis or Terrence Crawford.
Whichever monkey wants to get the banana.
Okay, all right. So whoever you don't care which one of them you fight. As
nah, they say they're gorillas. I'm a lion. I eat them. Let's go.
All right, all right.
I click punch.
Dude, if I was one of them and I saw him in public, I'd walk up and crack him.
Bro, I
don't give a crap if I go to jail or not. He's getting cracked.
How are they not at this dude's neck right now? Like, just off general principle, like, if I'm already, like, don't get this wrong. I love Tank, and he don't address nobody, and he's probably so numb to these guys talking shit. That's all they do is clout chase this guy all day, every day. But the DSL lips, and then the PUSSY talk, like all that, and then he says something like this. If I'm in or at around 140, I'm going to see him, dog. There's not even, like, enough's enough. Like, what didn't they learn from Keyshawn, whoever busted up his dad and shit at the gym? Like, cut the shit, bro. What are you saying something like that for? And then you, like, laugh it off and double back down on it like it was some kind of joke. The only people that are laughing about that is you and your goofy friend that's behind the fucking camera. Like, real talk, bro. It's crazy, bro. And then the guys to be, yeah, they're fucking joking around with the dude.
Let's face it. The guy who was running the camera should have said, look, I'm erasing this. Let's start over since you don't know how to talk.
It was Broadway Joe or Broadway Joel. I don't think I'm saying that right. But yo, listen, I was just about to switch gears on him, Tim. This is the fight game, though, bro. Like, I heard Mr. Bernard say something on BVOs about it. Like, these guys, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to say some shit that offends you as another fighter or as a fan. It's just, this sport is dying. And I know we iterate this enough on our show every week. It is dying. There's, like, no question about it. And the shit's been dying since 1980s. Like, back when them guys were all fighting each other because it was time to fight each other. Then they get it lost of what the sport's actually about. And it's always going after casuals and ticket sales and what can we do to grab people's attention. So one side of me hates that Tio said that, and somebody needs to go knock his teeth out. Like, no questions asked. Go knock his teeth out. Then the other side of me is like, all right, this is the fight game. It's what he's supposed to say. He's supposed to say some shit that's gonna. He can't get his name from fighting Steve Claggett. That flat ass performance against a 34 or 33 or 34-year-old journeyman that's been spiked out a few times. You go out there and go life and death with this guy. No wonder he's in the fucking media saying some shit like that. So, on one hand, I'd slap Tio's teeth out. The other hand, I'd say, all right, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just what it is, dog. Fucking. All right, we got a whole bunch of. I got a whole bunch of clips. I don't know how much we're gonna even need to play these, man. I'm just struggling with this iPad. I gotta do clips rather than pull it up on my laptop that's coming in a week or two. It's just a lot, you know what I mean? I'm spending out a lot. I've got all this shit fixed up. Attaboy. Attaboy. Yo, my son just walked in the room. Fucking dude. How's your shoulder? Yeah. Bro, he pulled one out of the teeth of defeat, my boy. Clutch money, bro. Like, we were like, golly, you can't get a field goal right. And then to do that, attaboy. You didn't?
I was like a fucking inch off.
Yeah, nah, dog. That shit was heroics, kid. You stayed in it. You showed why you are who you are.
Hey, Mr. Webb.
You'll always be successful.
I know, Tommy.
Yo, Tommy, dude, pulls that ball. That 50. Come on, bro. Joey, what the fuck? Listen,
Let
bro.
up both their touchdowns. Joey let up both the touchdowns. Going for the ball on third down.
But he's trying to make a play. Don't be too hard on him.
I'm not.
All right, I gotta entertain the boxing fans. I love you, kid. You're an all-star. It's amazing. That young man is cut from a different cloth, raised by a real one, his mother. Nah, he's a good kid, man. Fucking hey, that was a crazy football game. I'll be so happy when I don't gotta watch my son come home with ice packs and beat up. I was gonna turn him into a boxer. I can't even watch him take a football hit in equipment. So, all right, let's get into it. I'm sorry. Excuse my manners. I had to, that's my guy. That's my guy. All right, bro. I'm gonna start off with a couple. We're gonna start light on this. Man, they said so much. Did you see that? Here, I'll play this part.
What? I don't know. You don't know? I don't know. So he don't make weight.
Floyd said he didn't.
He did not?
Floyd said he didn't.
He did not?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what he said. That's his word.
I mean, I seen him throw.
I seen it too.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna leave it. I feel like he came in heavy and somebody said, hey man, take this to get the weight off. But the fact still remains he had something in the system and you don't know how that affected him. You don't know how that energized him. You don't know how that gave him more energy, more
I mean,
endurance.
cutting weight. When you're in training camp, 9 times out of 10, I don't know about you because your body a little different, but when you're a little bit heavier, it's like a certain weight that you be, where you be a little bit heavier and you be kind of stronger, you be a little bit more sharper.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you cut the weight,
get weak.
and you get a little weaker. You still be sharp, but you're not as sharp as that what you was when you was a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
So maybe you take some to where you keep that strength. You don't gotta drain yourself or strain yourself so much when you're losing weight. But I don't know. I'm not an expert though.
When did you first hear he wasn't making a weight? Was that?
Yeah, me too, Tim. Me too. But I got a 2-part questions for the chat too. Like, I want everybody to. Do you think Floyd? I seen the. Yeah, I mean, do you think Floyd told Ryan to keep the 3 pounds? And was that a calculated move or was it something done at the last minute? What do you think, William?
Well, I don't think he said it. I really don't. I don't think Floyd said that shit. I think Ryan panicked at the last minute. He took the damn shit from Scooter, trying to lose the weight. And it didn't work out. And it wound up coming out on this drug test. Let's face it, dude. He went full drug test with nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. And like Andre Ward said, he panicked.
Bro, I think that it was last minute. I think he just comes into the fight week and he's over a ton of weight. And what Devin said in there, like how he's talking about how your body's different. I don't know, you know what I mean? And you cut. Whose fault is it that you're cutting the massive amounts of fucking weight that you're cutting? You know what I mean? Like, why are you cutting so much weight? Calculated move, BN says. What up, Appreciate you. Fucking guy. Even looks like my uncle, too. Go figure. About 10 shades darker.
Yeah.
My dog. Appreciate you. But, yo, bro, you shouldn't be cutting, like Snack. Shouldn't be cutting all that weight, bro, to have to feel like shit, to cut that first cut, like you said. Oh, you feel good, you're sharp, and then you cut a little more. Why do you have to cut a little more?
Look, what I got out of this whole damn thing, and I watched it from start to finish, what I got out of this whole thing was Devin still has it in his head. The only reason he lost because of that goddamn shit Ryan took.
Yeah, it's definitely in his
He
head.
better wake up and get over the fact that no, that was nothing. The problem was you couldn't go on the left hook. Let's face it. You could not stop the left hook. Ryan didn't have no cardio. He looked terrible in that fight. You look at him in a Tank fight, and then you look at him in a Devin fight, and you're looking at two different fighters. That Ryan in a Tank fight would have mopped Devin. He would have never made it out of the second round.
Yeah.
That's a pile of crap. And I don't know why they, it's like, really, and the whole time I'm listening to him, he's steady making excuses that's why he lost the fight. No, bro. That's not why you lost the fight. And whoever's telling you that garbage is poisoning your mind. You better wake up. You better fix your defense. Because if you come back and you got that same damn skill pattern and you're doing the same tells, they're going to pick you apart. You're going to have a short career. And let's face it, you're going to end up on the canvas multiple times.
Bro. You were just kicking facts right there. I think he's got so many yes men in his corner. Between the YouTube channels, between his dad, between just everybody around him, bro. And Ashley, thank you for stopping through. Female Fight Fan.
Hey,
my boy Lewis 4500 done in the fucking place. Appreciate you, dog. Thanks for stopping through. All right, bro. And once look like this part of this interview here, I'm gonna play it.
Believable to me. And then when the PD situation came out, that's when I was like, that makes sense.
He also mentioned before the first bell rang during the introductions, what I got from it was he said, I was trying to get, he from the UK, so I'm trying to get Devin Haney to turn on, like focus. He said, and he said he was pointing at Ryan, like, look at him.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's out of it. But he made it seem like you didn't have your game face on.
Yeah.
How did you feel before the fight? Did you still feel confident?
Nah, I felt regular. I felt confident.
What was he reading then? What was he seeing?
Before the fight, Ryan was like, you know, like you look at your opponent, y'all looking at each other like face to face, eye to eye, and Ryan doing all this type of shit.
Yeah. Before the
right while we're all in the ring, so Ryan's like doing all this type of weird shit. So that's what we all seeing.
Was it throwing you off though? Like, man, what's up with dude? Like, we get ready to rumble.
Nah, I'm not. I'm like,
bro. When I watched that fight live in real time, I had my son here, a couple of his friends. They're totally casual, and this is when I knew Devin Haney is a hated boxer, because there's really, other than his dad, and he's a little goofy and shit, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's goofy in their own way. when I seen Ryan in the beginning of that fight, whenever what he was just talking about, I knew Devin was gonna lose. I said, "Oh shit, this is gonna go bad for this kid." You could just see it on his face. He was like, something was missing. He's like, and Ryan's fucking saying, I'm crazy, oh, doing that to the crowd and shit, like all out of it. Eddie's trying to get this dude to turn on. That's what the dude. No, that's what people do before a fight, trying to get you amped up. You're over here playing with boots and shit, trying to get them essentials on, which, by the way, that brand probably took a hit that night.
Right.
My boy getting knocked around the ring in a sweatsuit and shit. Kind of bad, bro. And he did need to switch on, bro. And one thing I got to say about this whole entire interview, Andre Ward, bro, kept it a whole stack. Kept it a whole. I mean, he could have kept it a little bit more, but for the most part, he kept it 100, bro. 100. Just asking Devin and telling Devin about the Osterine and shit. Here, I'm gonna play one more clip, and then I got another. I got something for anybody that's got Osterine dreams, thinking that was
Numbers a bit.
I talked to Eddie specifically about the night of the fight, and I said, bro, when did you know that this wasn't gonna be your night? And he went back to the locker room.
Yeah.
He said, man, he had too many people in the locker room, and I watched him. I forgot how long he said, but he sat there for a long time trying to lace up his essential boots.
Yeah.
He said that was a problem. Do you feel like that was a problem? Did you have too many people around you before the fight, and was you focused on the wrong thing?
I wouldn't say that, because it wasn't nothing new from what I was used to. It wasn't nothing new. And how can some boots or whatever, me lacing up some boots, or me having 10 people in the locker room, Trump, a man that's been drinking every single day, partying with girls every single day, me, I'm not having no sex, I'm not doing nothing, I'm getting my rest, doing everything, training 2 to 3 times a day. How can that determine the outcome of a 12-round fight?
He also,
and that's why I couldn't.
It don't matter what you do. I mean, clearly, it didn't matter. Ryan, he's out here partying, drinking, fucking smoking weed, all the way up, and Devin's over here telling on himself. And Mr. Owett, my son, did fantastic. Won the game last second. I don't know if you were here for it. Thank you for stopping through. Appreciate you.
What I want to know is, how was he having problems lacing up his shoes, bro? What was wrong with him that he couldn't lace up his own damn shoes?
No, dude, you don't remember the covers? They were like, they look like fucking UGG boots. They look like slippers, dude. I was like, I don't know. I wouldn't even wear them. If
I didn't pay attention to his feet.
No, mister. You can't come up here. Come on, lay down. My dogs are. Yeah, there he is. But yeah, dude, like they had covers on them. They just looked like the last thing you should be wearing in a boxing match is what he had on. But I get it. They're trying to be stylish, trying to put some shit on to please fans like my boy Remo. Trying to please him, you know what I mean? I just it's sometimes they go overboard with that shit, and I think this is a time. And then he just keeps talking about, oh, he's hurting his case. He's hurting his case, like how Ryan's out drinking and smoking and shit with girls every night. Like, this interview gets crazy, bro.
Bro, did you hear the part where he called himself an email champion?
Yeah. I think I don't know.
Bro, I was just shaking my head. I was like, dude, you are calling yourself an email champion. Do you realize what you just said?
He took a lot of shit for that. And here's where he's talking about Ryan.
It's hard to stay focused with all that noise.
Not hard to stay focused, because like I said, I had a great training camp. Everything was great. I can't speak on nothing that, like, I can't say where I went wrong.
How much of that was you hearing on a day-to-day basis, the stuff Ryan was saying?
Every day, something new.
So you was getting wind of it?
Every day, something new.
Did you think the fight was gonna happen?
No, I didn't. I didn't at time. Like I hear Oscar like, yo, like, what's
So
up?
what you
Like,
would?
yeah, is he gonna show up? Oscar like, don't worry about it, bro. He's gonna be all right, bro. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be there. I got somebody out there, you know, I got eyes on him. They're watching him. They're making sure that he's going to the gym. He's going to the gym right now. Or I was just like, listen, I don't think that he's like. It got to the point where tickets wasn't selling like they were supposed to. You know, I don't think this is the best move. I think we should, you know, postpone it, or you know, I should fight, and then you know, we could circle back to this. Oscar's like, no, bro, trust me, the numbers are gonna be crazy. Da, 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 da. You know, you guys are gonna make so much money, and you know, he's gonna show up. He's just trolling. He's trolling. He's telling me he's trolling. So I'm like, nah, he's not trolling. That's he's not trolling. That's real. Like, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
One of the first statements he said was, I can't see where I went wrong. Then he keeps talking about the damn PED, and that's the reason why he lost. He still believes that shit, bro. He don't believe he did anything wrong in that fight. He really doesn't. Listen to it carefully. Everything he says. He still believes the only reason he lost that fight was that damn PED that did absolutely nothing in that fight. He's got a lot to learn, dude, and evidently he ain't got anybody on his end telling him.
Whole bunch of yes men.
Yeah. He is going to come back and he's going to get starched if he don't fix his damn issues.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Just the sheer uncountability. Like, I cannot hold myself accountable for none of it. As soon as he hears about it, like, it all started making sense.
No evidence.
What's all started making sense, bro? Like, I don't understand. No,
In his brain, it's the PED that made sense. That's what he believes. That's exactly what he believes. Even though multiple doctors have said that Ryan didn't have enough in his system to freaking help a flea out.
D, what's happening? Yeah, bro. It's like this kid just kept hurting his cause. This was part of the interview where I was like, oh shit, dude, they definitely ain't learned a thing. It's probably a bad thing that Ryan got popped with Ostarine.
Where you went wrong? Yeah, I mean, just trying to figure it out.
When did you first get wind that his urine was dirty?
One day, I was just going to Chipotle, and I was just like,
your boy said Chipotle.
I was going to Chipotle, and then my lawyer called me. I was like, man, I don't feel like talking right now. And then my dad called me. He like, hey, you talk to John? I'm like, nah, I ain't talk to him. And then he like, I'm gonna put on a three-way. And then that's when he told me.
What was you thinking?
I left Chipotle. I know that.
Did you get your food?
Huh?
Did you get your food?
No, I didn't get my food.
You didn't even order?
No. I'm like, I'm out. I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like, everything just started, you know, making sense. Sometimes you get some closure, sometimes you don't. That was like somewhat of the closure, like, oh, okay.
How are you and Pops doing right?
Logan 1 in the building. Appreciate you, dog. Drill Hill, OG, what's happening, homie? Appreciate you, big dog. And then my boy, Crush the Legend, Grumpy OG. Coffee and donuts for grown-ups. Tap in if you're listening to some shit, because let's be real, YouTube is radio nowadays with the option to watch the screen. So you're looking for something to listen to on your ride into work in the morning, coffee and donuts for grown-ups. Crush my OG. Real shit.
Crush big facts.
D for the win. Already said what's up. Thank you for stopping through.
One thing about Crush, man, he keeps it real. That's why I like Crush.
A fucking stack every time. 100. Every OG in my life keeps it real, bro, and is a true OG. I don't fuck with old fleas. I just keep it pushing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is his fans think the same way. and they not saying anything different, and that's a fucking true statement, D. Like, for real, dog. Everybody
Yeah, but D, it ain't just his fans. His father believes that shit. And he takes everything his father says as gospel. And if his father's not telling him anything different, he's not going to make changes.
You're not, bro. And listen, the way he was like talking, like Andre Ward's like, you're gonna look for somebody else. No, that's the way we always. They didn't do anything wrong, is what he says. He said they didn't do anything wrong, and which they didn't. But the game plan, to think that you had the right game plan. Did I already play that clip where he said I had perfect game plan, perfect? Oh my God, bro.
He was far from the perfect game plan.
Yep. Oh.
After the fight, that's when Eddie was like, "Oh, I think this is what it did."
Really?
Yeah.
So y'all have the kickoff press conference in New York, right?
Yeah.
It was wild, to be expected.
Yeah.
Right? The Haneys, they not gonna, mince words. They gonna speak their piece. Ryan Sai, his father, his family, they gonna speak their piece. But when did you start to realize that something ain't right? Like, bro saying a lot of stuff online. So when did you start getting the wind of all the stuff Ryan was saying?
We was speaking, like, negotiating the fight. Me and him, we was talking a lot or whatever.
Head up.
Yeah, everything was just respectful and everything. So then I seen him in Vegas, and he just like walked up. He was like out of it. He was like talking crazy. So like at first I'm like, he joking. I'm thinking that he's joking. So I'm just like, look at him like.
Yo, Devin got that fucking ball dome. You see how big his fucking head was compared to Ryan? And why did Ryan look smaller than him there?
Right.
I thought Ryan was the smaller guy just there. Remember that fake fucking choreographed, let's get this fight started shit? I don't mind when they do fake shit. You can hear me now, no evidence. I turned it up a little bit. It's cheap bullshit. Trying to make it work. Shit's starting to become expensive in this bitch. And oh yeah, hold up. Let me turn on the Cash App banner for you, dog. Gotta get a couple fucking Cash Apps going here. There you go. There it is. But can you hear me now, Doc? You can hear me, right? Old school?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. There you go, dog. Here comes your boy right here. Fucking Devin Haney's fucking. I don't want to offend the dude. He's a blocker, bro. He wants Devin to do what Devin wants to do, and only that. He's the end all be all. He needs to get these fucking yes men out of his corner. Everybody around him that's telling him that was the Osterine or anything of the sort, to not hold yourself, zero accountability, to be in fucking Chipotle thinking, oh, it all makes sense now. This kid, Andre Ward was saying in the interview, this is what I think happened. The kid had a tough weight cut, took some weight cut supplements because they are legal. All these guys use weight cut supplements. They're all cutting at least 15, in which, to me, that's why Tank looks the way he does after 14 months, because he got a 5-10 pound weight cut. It's nothing. Get that shit flies off. You don't even know you're cutting weight. That's why you can bust a backflip right then and there. Like, these guys are DOA in these weigh-ins. Devin's got to have Terminator glasses on for 3 days after the fucking weigh-in. Like, he's recouping the whole time. That frown line comes out in the middle of his head. It's just sucked down to bare nothing. It's like somebody shoved a fucking vacuum in his ass and sucked all the fucking.
Here's what I need to know. Too. Why would you call, if I'm Ryan Garcia, why would I call somebody to help me lose that weight who's associated with the Haneys? He calls Scooter, frequent flyer. He calls Scooter. You know? Scooter. Good old Scooter comes over with the supplements. Next thing you know, he's dirty. And yet, who's Scooter associated with? The Haneys.
fucking Victor Conte's cut
Right.
guru. Go get
Come
20
on,
off
bro.
this guy. Go suck this guy down to 20. Bring your shop vac and all hoses so we can drain this kid. Suck every ounce of fucking fluid out of it, no matter what we got to do. These guys are cutting absurd amounts of weight. Why do you think Dana White says the last place Victor Conte is allowed is near an octagon? That will be the last place that guy is allowed by an octagon. He's juicing these fucking fighters up to no end. The amounts of weight snack fighters are able to cut is something fierce, bro. Like when you get past 25, like if you're not a super middleweight, like a 168 pounder, and you're cutting 20 pounds, you're straddling a crazy fine line, dude. Shit can go way left really fucking fast too, bro. Like you're dealing with ounces close to flatlining yourself, all to get a competitive edge. It's sickening at this point. Guys in the UFC do it. They got scientists and they're hooked up to machines and EKGs and shit all day. And so are these boxers, as long as they have the team and the money to do so. UFC, it comes with the package. You ain't getting paid shit, so we can spend money on scientists and this and that and the third. See, the PBC runs kind of like the UFC. It's just the fighters get paid, and that's why they take so much time off and they're inactive, because they don't have to fight no more. Do I like that? No, but what I do like is the fighters getting paid the amounts of money they should. Like, it shouldn't be 90% of boxers never make $1 million payday, and all we see is the guys like Tank and Devin and these guys that are making gross amounts of money. It should be like a uniform across the board. And they should all have to pay out of their pay to get testing. So when Ryan Garcia pops hot for, you know what I mean? It's just, it comes with the package.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's go back to the scooter part, right?
Yeah.
Ryan and them handed in the supplements. The supplements popped dirty. Ryan went and told him, hey, I got the supplements from Scooter. So why didn't the Haneys go after Scooter?
Was that me? Did you cut off?
Why didn't anybody go after Scooter? Because he's the one that brought Ryan those supplements.
He was. But I think they did. They said something about the lot number tested. Danny Jacobs took the same thing from Scooter and didn't pop. So it got all clouded. You know, I think that this shit was all just a frame job. You know what I mean? I think you're.
That's what I believe.
Me too, kid. We fucking great minds think alike.
Oh, Lord, hackers in the damn. Hacker. When are you gonna learn, bro? I saw you at Knockout the other night, bro. They made gumbo out of you, bro. When are you gonna learn, hacker?
Appreciate you, Doc. Yeah, when you gonna learn, Doc? My boy Rodzilla Jones decided to slide on through. Appreciate you, big dog. Real shit. Thank y'all. Yo, yeah, listen. Scooter is like you seen him on Mill City and shit? Like, he seems like a janky ass dude to begin. Like, I'm not hiring this dude. Yeah, spit as much just to cut weight. All right, we got to get you down 12 more pounds. Take this. Take this. Where'd you pull that out of your fucking pocket with no wrapper on it? What are you doing with these loose fucking vitamins out here? He's just a janky ass dude. I wouldn't even hire him to wash my dishes, let alone give me weight.
But the crazy part is, Ryan goes to a guy that's freaking buddies with the Haneys. Why would you do that?
He is good. I mean, his reputation.
I don't care about that, bro. If I'm fighting, I'm not going to a guy who's buddies with my opposition.
Me either, dog.
Come on, bro.
Not even a little bit. I ain't
especially the way this shit's fucking dirty to begin with.
Yeah, bro. this is a dirty, dirty game, and the participants make it such. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The business of boxing and the people behind the scenes. Meet my dog Gunner. What's up, big dog? How you doing?
I'm really beginning to believe that was the Haney's backup plan in case they lost.
Listen, that's what I think too. But okay, Allah came to me in my dreams, said, "Ryan's gonna pop out." Fuck out of here, kid. Your dad told you that shit. Oh, well, it came to me and said, yeah, Ryan's going to pop hot. And I just knew Ryan was pop. When we can't beat you, let's sprinkle a little bit. Ryan's been drinking all week. Gas the fuck out. And the Devin Haney fans that, like, get beat, like, blame the Osterine. Cut it out, guys. Like, real shit. Look your fighter in his fucking face. Go on Twitter right now. Start blasting his ass with tweets and tell his fuck ass you're really not going to take any accountability. It was the Osterine. Even when your OG, Andre Ward, from the same fucking place you're from, tells you what it was. It was the weight cut. You had VADA testing, right? Yeah. Okay. He ain't popped all the way up into the fight. And listen, I'm going to show you how much the fucking Osterine really mattered, hacker, you fucking, and people like you. Here, let's let the expert tell us what the Osterine did for fucking Ryan. I got 2 clips in succession, okay? Old school.
Go ahead, Bob, and wait.
The actual
wait
dosage that he used. 6 nanograms per milliliter. What does that actually equate to? Well, first, what is the minimum efficacious dose for Osterine? So we look back at some of the clinical trials. I went over the Osterine pipeline, I believe, in my first video. By pipeline, I mean the clinical pipeline in which it is being assessed for different indications. It is a research chemical at the end of the day. This is not an approved, FDA-approved drug yet. It is still in clinical trials and has actually failed for lack of efficacy a few times, notably. So it's not that effective of a drug for performance enhancement, but it does enhance lean muscle growth and strength to some extent. But what is the lowest dose you can actually get something out of? At least based on the literature available, we have studies assessing as low as 0.1 milligrams all the way as high as 100 milligrams in about 1,500 subjects. And this was back in, I don't know when I wrote this article, but it was a while ago, but it comprises most of the notable Osterine literature that actually assesses dose increments and what actually equates to an outcome worth evaluating. So percent change in lean body mass is a metric of assessment of efficacy in many of these studies, but also strength. And of course, these aren't healthy populations, but you have to extrapolate what you can as to what is better than like baseline hormone production. And in general, what we see when we dig into the literature is that Osterine at a dose of about 3 milligrams is kind of where you start to get into the territory of increases in power, something that could be chalked up to useful in sport. Anything below, not really getting, especially as a male, highly unlikely to be getting anything worth taking it to begin with. And to be honest, as mentioned in the first video, even if you were looking at this thing seriously, if you're an athlete with even a like room temperature IQ coach on your side would hopefully tell you this is not the compound you want to be using. Like, there is no sane, not completely idiotic person who would ever suggest using Osterine for as a PED in boxing. This is a completely absurd choice of a PED with how highly detectable it is, and just, you know, the hordes of anecdotes at this point of people who have been popped by accident, inadvertently most of the case, because it's such a stupid drug to take. All the people that want to hate on Ryan will talk about how Osterine is great for retaining muscle and blah, blah, blah. And it can be helpful for that, for sure. But at the end of the day, like, you would pick a way smarter drug to be taking if you were trying to use an anabolic agent than like one of the most highly detectable, synthetic, selective, not neurologically enhancing, non-psychoactive, like just shitty fucking anabolic drugs, realistically.
Where's the part where he says You would have to be taking it for a couple of weeks to get anything out of it.
He said that in the first one. He's telling about levels. He said
Right.
from 0.01 to 3 grams, like 3 whole grams of the shit. Like if you're from the streets and you know what a gram of powder looks like, and 3 whole grams is like a half off of 8. Stop, bro. Stop the fucking cap. That Ostarine didn't do a motherfucking thing for that kid. He got popped with it with 0.003. 3 parts per billionth. I don't even know if that's a 0.00003 or what. I didn't take the time to do the math on what it would actually be. But that Ostarine did not help that fucking kid, nor could it. And the only reason VADA keeps it on their drug testing is because it's a synthetic and they can combine it with other drugs to make a drug. That's why the second PED, the naltrexone, whatever the hell they were talking about, that your body naturally produces it. Because if you take the synthetic and mix it with a biological, it turns into something different. And I'm sure they got a periodic table chart for that shit too. That fucking Ostarine did not help that kid whatsoever. It didn't put no extra bump on his shots. The kid was gassed out for the entire middle. After the first round, when he caught him with that shot, went to go get him. Second round, fought a little bit, gassed the fuck out. From 3 to 7. Then 7, he turned it on. What? Gave him something to think about. Put him on the ground. That's when we seen Devin trying to roll over and pause in real time. Like, I don't think people understand. That wasn't the video. That wasn't the live stream or the broadcast of the fight that made Devin pause like that. It's because he don't know where the fuck he is. He's still trying to get up because the kid does have a humongous heart. I'm not going to take that from him. But heart gets you killed where I'm from.
Devin's got a huge heart, bro. Nobody can take that.
Being the toughest guy in the room gets you killed where I'm from. Get you killed in a boxing ring too. I mean, unalived. My bad, YouTube. It gets you unalived. The heart isn't what you guys think it is. You need to have something to back that heart up. The game plan he had was completely fucking wrong. It was one of the worst game plans I've ever seen executed in a championship boxing match. And I've watched thousands upon thousands of times each. I've watched Sugar Ray Leonard Hagler more times than I can even tell you. I've watched the Ryan Devin fight 50 times. I watched the Loma Devin fight 26, 27 times. I can bring it up on my phone and show you. Like, I know every exchange of these punches. Tank fights, forget about it. I can't even tell you how many times I watch his fights because I love to see poetry in motion.
Hey, let's face it. The part that was laughable when he tried to explain how he's got a chin.
Yo,
bro, that was so fucking foolish when he was talking about that shit.
Dude.
It's like, really? No, bro. You getting knocked on the canvas and getting up does not mean you got a chin, my boy. It means you got dog in you. Doesn't have not a damn thing to do with chin.
Heart bigger than his body. I think his heart's in his big ass head. You know what I mean? That head just keeps growing in size. He was a nice kid at first, boxing his way, and then he started getting juiced up with Victor, smacking him off a little. You know what I mean? Take this. Take this. Here you go. Here. Oh, they're coming next Tuesday, so we're good. You flush that out, drink 2 gallons of water, piss that out. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? Facts, all things. Snack, a more effective PED that they can't detect. And Victor is in bed with VADA. He's a creator of VADA. And I know people want to say, oh, he went to jail. He turned over a new leaf. It's the classic fucking story where, like, the kid Catch Me If You Can. Remember the movie with Leo? He ended up going back to help the feds catch check forgers. It worked out there, but this, I just can't wrap my head around. Why the fuck would you allow the Balco founder and guy who went in jail, why would you allow him back out of jail creates VADA with Margaret Goodman or whatever the fuck her name is, and then we allow him to make supplements for the fucking fighters.
Yeah, go figure that one out.
Huh?
Go figure that shit out.
I can't. It's like, what the fuck? Who makes the decisions around here? Only in fucking boxing. I'll tell you what. That's the only place that we allow this fuck shit like this to go on. The last place Victor Conte should be allowed is in a lab to make nutritional supplements for combat sports. Dana White, like I said earlier, he would never allow this fucking guy by any UFC fighter. It's crazy. My guy just stepped in the building.
Only in boxing.
DE, the best dad ever. Appreciate you, homie. Thanks for stopping through, man. Real shit. That's what's up. Got you right real quick. Yo, William. It's just like, it's our, but I think that's the reason I like it so much. Just the gray area, the giant, there's a black area over here, a red area over here, and then this fucking humongous gray area the size of Montana, where this little fat fucking troll's able to come in here and get on Twitter and start acting like, oh, Conor Ben didn't sign up for VADA. There's no VADA testing for fucking the Canelo fight. How do you know? How the fuck do you know, Victor Conte? And why do you know? How and why? What the fuck is going on, bro? How are we allowing this shit? Go on my Twitter page and see what I got to say to Victor Conte. If you think I'm just here saying it here, nah, dog. I say anything to any person, anywhere, whatever I'm feeling at that time, I'm saying it. It is what it is. And Twitter's an outlet for me. So if you see me on Twitter cussing people out and you rock with me and you think I'm vulgar or whatever, my bad, dog. But it's got to go like that for me. I can't not do it. I got hashtag no fucking filter, dog. And yes, all chins created equal. And maybe in the beginning until you start getting your shit sparked out. I don't know how they're saying he has a chin now. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, he ain't got no chin, bro.
The way you get in that predicament when Ryan whaps him in the first round, plays with the jab and then brings it around like, that's elementary shit, dog. You get taught that, how to defend against that, and watch out for that when you're 10 years old. 7 to 10. Like, it's literally one of the first bases you cover in a boxing gym. But yet it's the Osterine.
Yeah, the Vargas kid just won.
Did he? We knocked him out.
Stopped him.
I'm gonna share the link. So I don't know if you want to argue with Boxing Hacker. I really don't. But anybody else want to come up here? My family. You know what I mean? JVT family.
Oh God, let me get my fucking pipe ready. If Boxing Hacker grabs the damn.
They allow you to.
I got to get stoned to deal with Hacker.
Yo, bro, I came straight from the game. I could feel my chest starting to get hoarse, screaming and yelling. Man.
Yeah, it wasn't the PED that put him on the canvas. It was the PDE, punched in his dick eater.
Yo, bro. This is what I'm saying to Devin Haney fans right now is I'm enjoying. You guys got to hold him accountable. There's got to be some sort of accountability someplace down the line. Whether I respect some of the channels that push the kid like a lot. I respect their opinions. Most of them, not so much. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. You could say the same.
Rob lost a lot of respect for some channels. I ain't gonna lie.
No, real shit. Oh damn, Emiliano with the body shot, busting buddy up. Yeah, it ain't gonna fuck with us. No sound. But this kid was from Ireland too.
Yeah, he had the kid bleeding pretty good too before.
I like Vargas, bro. I liked his dad. You know what I mean? He's cut from the cloth. He comes from a line of boxers where, like, Bill Haney did a good job with this kid, and he got him to where he got him to. And make no mistake, they've had Freddie Rhodes. They have big time guys teaching Devin behind the scenes. It's just, I can't get over the corner advice and shit. Like, come on, bro. All right, you did good. Like, when he comes out of the first round, I can literally verbatim that whole fight. That's how many times I watched it. So if you think you've seen more than me or you know more than me about your own fucking guy, you don't. You need to watch more boxing before you can ever come over here and fuck with me. I'll tell you exactly what was said. All right. Now I need you to slide under that and shoot your brick. It was like a replay of the Tank and Ryan shit. You can't roll under a hook when you're the same height as the guy. Actually, he's got you by 1 inch. You can't roll under that and shoot the brick. That's not the play. That's not the fundamentals of boxing. That's not how this goes. You catch that hook and you shoot. You catch it and you shoot. There's no rolling under because you miscalculate the roll and he stuffs your face with it. And you're laying on the canvas, paused, trying to roll over. Like, they should have stopped. And this is what's going to cause. This is where it's going to become real fucking detrimental that Bill messed up. You should have stopped that fight in the 7th. You should have stopped it. The first knockdown, he was out. And please don't get me wrong, Devin. You got heart, kid. And you got up. You kept getting up. We'll see how costly that was future times out. We're going to see what that did for you the next time out. His dad's got to know to not, you got to have some compassion for your child, first of all. I know this is a killer be killed sport. William Old School just left, but I'll keep kicking it. I know this is a killer be killed sport, but you got to have compassion. You got to know when to say, all right, my bad. You know what I mean? You just got to. Once you get
I did it again. I hit the wrong button.
Over here trying to scroll through the comments and shit. I don't know why you can't see the screen that you got. Like, on our channel, you got all the permissions as a creator. I don't know why you can't control how I control. I barely know how to control this shit. Boxing Hacker, I see you, dog. Give me a couple more minutes. I gotta play one more clip from this just to bring my point home. I gotta play that.
We'll see. Okay. What's that walk like back to the dressing room? And when you get back there, Eddie said it's a fraction of the people that was in there post fight than it is before fight. It happened every time.
That's normal, yeah.
What was you feeling when you stepped in that locker room and you like, bro, I can't believe it just happened?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're still surprised, still trying to figure out, where you went wrong. Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to figure it out.
When did you first?
Now listen, the reason I played that clip is because if going back to that dressing room didn't tell you anything about all these yes men and guys in your corner, it does happen every time in boxing and they will never be there. But keep your circle small, man. Make that shit a period.
Look, bro, after the Regis fight, he had all his yes men telling him, oh, man, you could have knocked Regis out. When you go into this Ryan fight, use that power, dude. You need to knock Ryan out. He has no power.
Listen, bro, that was like some of the worst advice ever, trying to push the fight to Ryan. And then Andre Ward says when you were holding your ground, and Ryan was resting when that was happening.
Right.
He was gassed from the first two.
Right.
You gotta hold yourself accountable. Know that was the way Devin fights normally, but like he pushed it just a little bit too much. And I honestly know why he was able to have success in that fight, because Ryan was resting. He was gassed out, throwing all them punches. Now Devin's getting the false sense of, oh, I'm winning, I'm back in this. Whack.
Yep.
Put your ass on the canvas.
And that's what happened.
If Ryan was truly in shape for that fight, it would have been over in 3 rounds.
Oh, bro, I keep saying that. If he'd have been in the shape for that fight like he was for Tank, that fight would have ended in a second.
Cheers. It would have. It really would have. He got hit with the first big hook Ryan threw. All right, I'm gonna bring this dude up. You can argue with him.
Oh God.
Omega Red, what's happening, champ? Appreciate you. Ryan was playing with Dev. Yes, he was.
Believe Omega.
What's happening? Appreciate you, boys. Coming in. Tank is way shorter than dude. Yeah, and that's why and another thing, like they were biting Tank's game plan, but the reason Tank's game plan worked, the shorter thing, and he's a southpaw. It's an open stance fight.
A part of the reason why Devin had no clue what to do with Ryan is because Devin had been fighting little dudes the whole time. That was the first time Devin actually fought somebody his size or bigger.
Age too. Let's not forget that. All right, Boxing Hacker, we're gonna let you fucking have a little bit of time, but the numbers start dropping. It's fucking over. Hold on. It's a stage. There we go.
What's up, D1? What's up, old school?
What's up? Don't make me smoke all night, bro.
Hey, the show gets better. I gotta go pee real quick. I'm gonna hang my headphones up.
Oh God, you leave me alone with this dude.
He's gonna talk for most of the time, and we just lost three people.
I'm a truth teller.
Let's go, Robert. Or I mean, Boxing Hack.
So how much are they paying you, Hacker?
I gotta go pee, boys.
No, they ain't paying. I just like telling the truth.
God dang liquor.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you guys. But when it comes to that whole thing about the Austrian and whether it helped Ryan or it didn't help Ryan, we'll never really know. At the end.
No, we know it didn't help.
No, we can't. So, like I always say, if people feel like Austrian doesn't help at certain levels, they should argue with Varda, right? We shouldn't argue with Devin and Ryan's fight. Argue with Varda why was it illegal in the first place, but at the end of the day,
and why are we going to argue that when they gave Canelo and his little buddy a pass for clenbuterol?
Yeah,
why are we going to argue with them?
Yeah, I think that was unfair too. Like I think when you cheat, you cheat, and who's to say what would happen if they didn't take clenbuterol?
I mean, they literally said, okay, you could have this level in your freaking blood. Really? Exactly. So you're allowing the man to fucking walk around with clenbuterol in his system.
100%.
And fight like that.
For Mexicans. Yeah, I ain't like that either. That was all the WBC, I ain't like that either. But people shouldn't be mad. Why are people even mad at Devin? If y'all mad at Devin for using that reason for why he lost, then blame Ryan for being dirty.
It's not that I'm mad at him, bro, but if he's gonna go forward and fight again, he better figure out that is not what caused his loss. He's got to figure out his defensive flaws, his tells, and he's got a lot of tells.
And here's the thing about the whole entourage thing, like he needs to change his circle. Why is that? He had the same circle when he was winning all those 30 fights prior, right? It's the same thing when people see like one guy's like Earl Spence, they'll be like, Earl made their
hold on. Go back and look at all these channels that run behind him. Look what they were saying after the Regis fight. All they kept talking about was, Devin's got power now. Devin's got power now. You don't think they were telling him that?
Yeah, I mean those are channels though. So what's wrong with that? And so you have channels that support Devin Haney, and I also saw channels that were like, "Oh, Regis was tailor made for Devin. Regis was just a cherry pick." Blah blah blah. Like there's the channels that are going to support Devin. There's channels that are not going to support him.
Look, Regis is my guy. He's from the ball. But let's face it, dude. I said after that fight before the Devin fight with Regis, I was like, oh my God, he looked terrible. I'm hoping this was just a fluke. And he's not looking that old in this fight. And sure enough, he came out looking even older in the Devin fight.
I think Devin was just the better fighter. Regis is Regis. Regis always had that terrible jab. He's always fought the way he fights,
Yeah,
and his style doesn't work with movers,
Yeah, he's slowed down a lot, bro. I mean, a lot.
His style doesn't really work for movers, because he has a terrible jab. His jab is probably the worst in boxing.
About to give Catterall the free dub.
Like, I don't know why Regis jabs out of range. I never understood that. Like, he'll jab.
He's got short arms. Really short arms.
But why would you jab? But if your jab is too short, why even throw a jab in the first place?
Yeah, you're wasting punches, bro.
Yeah, you're wasting punches. That's who he's always been, And And to be fair, people when Devin was a 135 and he didn't stop Lomachenko, people said that Devin will never go to 140, just like they said he'll never go to 147 because he doesn't have power. We do remember that, right? And he did. And he got a title. So hey,
Omega got a question for you, Doc. Ryan was out of shape. How was he cheating so bad that he was out of shape? Use common damn sense.
I love that question. So Austrian
statement, my boy.
Yeah. So okay, I like the statement. That's just a statement. So
it's a great statement.
Austrian helps you maintain strength when cutting weight. So when you cut weight, especially if you're doing like big weight cuts, you lose a lot of strength, you know. And he Devin actually touched on this inside the interview. He was like, you know, like you might be a killer like pre-fight or during sparring and stuff, but when you start to cut weight, your strength goes down. Now, if you both are big fighters, you expect both fighters' strength to go down. But if somebody's on Austrian, there is a possibility that the Austrian will help them keep the same strength they had while cutting the weight. And that's where the advantage lies, you know?
Okay, so hold on. So if it was supposed to, so all of his career at 135 and all the guys he knocked out, that was just what? That was Austrian?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when he tested positive.
But you say that it was for strength. He didn't need it for strength. The man's always been knocking shit out.
But he needed to maintain strength while cutting weight. Remember when Ryan went to 140, he never fought at 140. You guys remember?
You're right. He fought at 135, so he was losing a lot more weight before that and still was having the power.
No. When he was at he never fought 140. When he made the fight with Tank,
135, which means he was losing a lot more weight back then, and he was still knocking people out. So no, it wasn't for strength. He's always had the knockout power. In fact, the extra 5 pounds would have helped him no matter what anyway.
It wasn't for strength. Yes, he wasn't gaining strength. He was going to maintain what he had, which was an unfair advantage. If we're both big. No, this happens in boxing.
You're killing me, bro.
We have massive weight cuts. We're not going to be the same fight as we were when we were in our training camps. We're going to be like 30% of that.
He does it to me every fucking time.
Salute, y'all. I got your back, boxing hacker.
What's up?
Oh no, not another one! God damn it, it's Scooter.
The Tankomaniac's going wild on you up here. I got you.
Explain yourself, Scooter.
We're not going wild. Wait, listen.
The League of Hades have arrived. What is all the blasphemy we've heard?
I'm gonna play it for you too, Frequent. You might have missed this, but let's recap this.
The actual dosage that he used. 6 nanograms per milliliter. What does that actually equate to? Well, first, what is the minimum efficacious dose for Austrian? So we look back at some of the clinical trials. I went over the Austrian pipeline, I believe, in my first video. By pipeline, I mean the clinical pipeline in which it is being assessed for different indications. It is a research chemical at the end of the day. This is not an approved, FDA-approved drug yet. It is still in clinical trials and has actually failed for lack of efficacy a few times, notably. So it's not that effective of a drug for performance enhancement, but it does enhance lean muscle growth and strength to some extent. But what is the lowest dose you can actually get something out of? At least based on the literature available, we have studies assessing as low as 0.1 milligrams all the way as high as 100 milligrams in about 1,500 subjects. And this was back in, I don't know when I wrote this article, but it was a while ago, but it comprises most of the notable Austrian literature that actually assesses dose increments and what actually equates to an outcome worth evaluating. So percent change in lean body mass is a metric of assessment of efficacy in many of these studies, but also strength. And of course, these aren't healthy populations, but you have to extrapolate what you can as to what is better than like baseline hormone production. And in general, what we see when we dig into the literature is that Austrian at a dose of about 3 milligrams is kind of where you start to get into the territory of increases in power, something that could be chalked up to useful in sport. Anything below
milligrams.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
When it starts to fucking help you.
Let me start off by saying that dude is a genius, bro. He's a genius. He's actually talking about how much Ryan had in his system. When we know that Ryan had 60 times over the limit, we know that we saw Ryan on video flushing his system with an IV, bro. So how could we talk about how much he had in his system when we know that he was using IVs and we know that's used to flush your system, and it's not going to be the same amount that he originally had in his system. That guy is a genius, bro.
4 tests in a row with not a damn tracer.
Let me talk about an IV. IVs are not illegal like you think they are.
I didn't say illegal.
Fight cut. He's allowed to botch.
We know it's illegal, but I'm not even on that part of the fact that it's being illegal. I'm talking about what is it used for? Why is it illegal?
Are you going to hold Devin accountable?
What is it used for? We need to hold Ryan accountable. He's the one that cheated, bro. Y'all taking up for the cheater.
It's not. I'm taking up for the terrible game plan your boy had.
He had a terrible game plan. That's up for debate. But the fact that Ryan cheated is not up for debate. He's a cheater. He cheated.
Yeah, it's so weird.
What was he suspended for? What was he suspended for?
He got suspended for cheating, bro.
For what?
For cheating.
No.
Yes, y'all trying to be technical about it. It didn't say cheated because he did something which allowed him to cheat. What's the reason? Okay, he didn't get suspended for cheating. He didn't get suspended for cheating. But why is that rule in place that you're supposed to disclose your supplements that you're taking? Why is that an important thing? Why is that important?
It's very important so they can fucking test and know what the fuck you're taking.
Exactly. So he got rid of the evidence. He was cheating, bro. He cheating. Turn it out, man. Y'all, it's not rocket science. This dude cheated
for more than a freaking day.
Yeah,
it's not rocket science. This dude cheated, man. He used all types of masking agents and
this man had 4 weeks of tests, bro. 4 weeks, and
what was he doing the whole time? He was the whole time he leading up to the fight. What was he bragging about doing? Smoking weed. We know weed is a diuretic, and diuretics mask PEDs. Look it up. Look it up, man. Y'all can't be this slow.
So why didn't it mask it that when they took that last test then?
And I don't want people to.
He was smoking weed and he was using an IV. Come on, bro. It's too many things there for y'all to be walking around like Mr. Magoo, like y'all can't see. Remember that, Mr. Magoo?
The other one.
He couldn't see nothing.
He was smoking right before the fight. He even said it. So it should have masked it then, but it didn't because
it did mask it. That's why he turned up negative the other times. No, y'all saying, oh, he turned up negative the first couple weeks because he was using IVs.
He gave up negative.
That
4 of them.
Bit of Ostarine helped Ryan
because he was using IVs. Hello.
He was used one IV that you seen on camera.
One IV
3 weeks before the fact. What are you talking about? He was allowed.
Don't matter how many IVs, bro. He was using them.
IV, you don't think they seen the IV? You don't think Team Haney? Like what? If we seen the IV, they seen the IV. They're not.
Oh yeah, I agree. His team dropped the ball big time. Big time. Yeah, they.
Right, listen, what was the reason this kid couldn't get his big fucking head off the line, out of the way of an elementary jab first hook around the fucking guard? How come he couldn't get out the way of that?
You know what? There was an interview that a lot of people like to ignore. D1. There's an interview that a lot of people like to ignore, and that interview was with one of Devin Haney's cornermen, and he said that when Ryan Garcia caught Devin Haney with that check hook, for the first left hook that hurt him, he said from that point on, Devin Haney was not listening to what he was supposed to have been doing. He was not still sticking with his plan. He said he just was trying to get his lick back. When Ryan Garcia knocked him down, then he wanted to get his knockdown back. He just was, he wasn't focused. He deviated from the plan. I mean, of course, yeah. We can point the finger at
So
Devin
that was
Haney
Ryan's fault?
and say his game plan was bad. No, what was Ryan's fault was what was going into his body, to be responsible for what's being put into his body.
Think that I condone what the fuck
and being responsible for disclosing
Well,
his
I don't care.
supplements that he's using.
I don't care what you say. The reason he lost that fight was because he could not get out of the way of that left hook.
Because it was a bionic left hook, super
My God,
enhanced,
the man wasn't even in shape.
stronger,
He had no
faster.
cardio. It was not bionic.
Faster. We just had a beat.
Don't watch the hand speed in the Tank fight and then watch the hand speed in the Devin fight. It's not even close.
It's not going to be close when you got the guy using Ostarine, bro.
Oh my God, he was faster in the Tank fight, much faster.
Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Let's keep it a buck for 1 second. Okay?
Much faster.
If to say Ryan never took Ostarine, the fight might play out completely different, and we'll never know that. And because we'll never know that,
we can't exactly the same. Don't just say one part of it and not say the other part. You got to say both parts. We don't know, and we'll live with that. But all things considered, we're months and months and months after the fact. Why has nobody held Bill or Devin accountable, including themselves? Why are they able to blame?
Because you're not supposed to, because they're the victims.
Are you
sure? Oh my God.
Well, so here's the thing.
Do you realize if he doesn't fix these same mistakes he's been having for many years that I've been telling people about, that the same thing's going to happen because now everybody knows the blueprint.
All right.
Yeah, everybody's going to have a left hook like Ryan Garcia. Yeah, we know.
Okay, let's keep it.
I'm gonna let you. We're gonna agree to disagree because this is just a never-ending conversation. We're gonna pick this Anthony Joshua fight. I got a couple things to show you. You guys are up here, so now we're gonna do this shit. You gotta hold Ryan. I'm gonna hold Ryan accountable. You guys gotta hold Devin accountable. We're moving on.
Exactly.
Last fucking time I'm talking about Devin Haney and his fucking goofy ass game plan, and Ryan and his Ostarine, and I'm done with the whole fucking thing. Who you guys like this week? Tomorrow in this fucking fight, and did you see the promotion?
Wait, isn't it a fight tonight too? Though, wasn't it a fight?
There's a fight. There's a fight on. Richard Torres is fighting right now. Actually, let me see.
Yeah, Torres is fighting right now.
Don't Munguia fight tonight? I think Munguia fight too.
Yeah, Richard Torres was fighting.
He's the main event.
Last time I checked, he was up to fight. Munguia's fighting a dude that he should beat. Richard Torres. I wish I could just show the fucking plug in the live stream. Here we go. You guys can see took down. Ant McQueen got took down. Heavy bag boxing. I was in on his live stream. I watched this shit get took down as soon as I came in there. That's how you know a fight does good, when YouTube starts zapping you as soon as you play a little bit of it. Because
Showbiz live stream did real well that night actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I want Berlanga and Plant. Like any normal boxing fan that's seen them two get in each other's face. I don't know if Berlanga could deal with Plant though. Plant's a different dude.
Yo, Plant's fight was so lit. I think his fight was the best fight of the night.
Yeah.
If Canelo can't knock him out though, I don't think Plant will knock him out either.
No, I don't think
but Plant will outbox him though. He'll
outbox. Plant can fight all style. In Plant's fight, he boxed and punched. He pure boxed. He fought. He did a fantastic job.
Man, that was a great comeback fight, man.
And people want to say, "Oh, it's McCumbee." Well, the reason you don't know McCumbee is because he packs a fucking shot. Probably knock out most of the 168. The reason you don't know
Trump
who he is.
Trump was crying in his car when McCumbee lost. You know.
Yeah, well, shit. It's the first one and only time you get there, you get fucking knocked out by Caleb Plant, which is bizarre in itself.
Oh yeah.
Caleb's my guy, bro. Too, he's my third favorite fighter.
My pick Plant, you remember that? I was worried in the beginning of that fight. I thought Plant was getting knocked out.
Yo, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That fight was really good. I thought that was the best fight of the night.
Yo, you guys, Canelo is a different beast, but you guys know any of the other fights other than the Joshua Daniel Dubois joint? I'm gonna make a pick on that.
No, not really. I know the undercard.
Well,
I know I like Dan Dubois in that fight. I think he gonna get
Hutchinson and Buatsi, I think
think
fight.
so?
It's nobody here. Let me play the face off for you guys. Hold on.
Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua.
That's a pretty fierce stare down, Joseph. 245 for Daniel Dubois, 252 for Anthony Joshua. What do you make of the weights? I think there's a great.
I think Dubois gonna get him. He ain't no Francis Ngannou, man.
Man, I think Joshua's gonna knock him smooth out.
I think if AJ gets hurt and I'm picking Triple D, I think AJ folds. I don't think his brain is mentally in this, and it showed in the Usyk fight. It showed in the damn Andy Ruiz fight. I think if he hurts you, hits him hard one time, it's over.
Yeah, Dubois look like he ain't playing with him. You see that stare down, man?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
So y'all think Dubois has a chance? I mean, he has a chance. He's a live dog, but I think he's a clear underdog.
Look,
yeah, he's an underdog, but I think he's gonna get
really
AJ
good.
though.
AJ's been boxing really good, but nobody's hurting. Dubois can hurt him, and if Dubois hurts him, he reverts back to the freaking same old indecisive AJ.
But look who AJ been fighting his last two fights though. He ain't really fighting nobody.
Thanks for stopping through, OG. Appreciate you. You already know he wants Berlanga and Munguia too. That's a good one, and I'm willing to bet they're going to try to replay the Puerto Rico versus Mexico deal.
Yeah,
they're both trying to get their lick back and go get that Canelo rematch. Man, I ain't trying to see shit Canelo got going on. The Crawford fight or the Benavidez fight. That's it.
Those are the only two. Yeah, me too.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yo, you know the funny thing about that Berlanga versus Canelo fight? I didn't really like Berlanga in that fight. Like people say, "Oh, he had a hard hit." To me, like he walked in the ring, he started backing up from round one. Like round one, he was like, "I was like, Canelo didn't even hit you, bro."
Berlanga was there to not get knocked out.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I feel like he didn't come there to win.
No, he didn't.
Like, he didn't look like he came there to win that fight at all. But people give him so much props for not getting
we're in a
knocked out.
bad time. We're with the trophy.
Look, bro, Canelo was in his head from Jump Street, and you could see it in his eyes. No, he didn't come to fight. He came to survive.
I mean, like,
he fought a little bit.
That.
It was, I'm a fan of Canelo. I think we're gonna miss him when he's gone. The way he fights you, like when shit hits it, like the way he's reaching around, hitting the legs, hitting the arm, punching you in the bicep and shit. It's a tactical beatdown. I have no problem watching Canelo fight 12 rounds. Everybody wants to knock out. But watching that style of fight, I don't mind watching Canelo hit people with hard. I know the shots hurt.
Problem,
they could knock you out.
My problem with Canelo is if he don't fight some real competition, I'm never buying another one of his fights.
Yeah, I kind of don't. I want to see him fight the Mexican Monster, and that's it. I don't really want to see him fight Bud because people talking about him fighting Bud. If you really look and think about this, man, Bud is at 154 right now. If Bud is really seriously thinking about fighting Canelo, his next fight need to be at 160. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo up there at 168, 175. He fighting up there. And you got Bud all the way down at 154 and, trying to call out Canelo. If Canelo say, okay, I want to fight you right now, he done. Because he all the way at 154, he got to make a large jump all the way up there. He need to fight somebody at 160 before he, even thinking about going up there, I just think it's a dumb idea.
It is. It is. It's very dumb. It's very dumb. You listen, and he's holding 154 belts. He's already made it clear the only fight he wants is Canelo. So it's not like he's going to collect belts or have any fights in between. It's Canelo or nothing is what I understand from it.
He need to fight somebody at 160 right now. Yesterday.
Well, just for his own good. You know what I mean? There's weight classes for a reason. He struggled with Madrimov. Madrimov's a great opponent. Don't get me wrong. But
no Triple G neither.
Yeah, not no old.
And you want to move up 2 weight classes and fight Canelo? Sheesh.
It's a different ball game.
I think he has a good chance of winning, though. I'm not gonna lie, because
I do too.
But with that big jump like that, though, people not thinking about this rationally, man. He need to fight somebody. He need to fight somebody at 160 before he even think about going up there, man. He trying to jump up 2 weight classes. In history, it never worked.
So
never ever in the history of the sport. That's why there's weight.
Well, I said Bud's only chance is to box for points against Canelo because he's not knocking Canelo out. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
Obviously, what Bud's plan is going to be is to be a mover in the ring. You know,
it's going to be the Charlo effect, even worse.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Now we're all people are running around praising Berlanga. The trophy babies have officially took over. And in my house, the only trophy that fucking counts is MVPs. That's it. You ain't doing none of that shit. Yo, here, little Timmy and Bobby, you get a trophy. And now they're all out here spreading that sort of fucking mentality onto fighters.
Hey, what's the guy?
Oh my God, Edgar Berlanga, him and Tank are going at it on Twitter too. You see that shit, boys?
Yeah, Tank said the same thing. He didn't look like he came to win.
Yeah,
like he didn't look like he came to win.
I think we can still, you can still talk. And what happened? You lost, bum. Good shit. I got it.
What's the guy's name that was Jamal Charlo's mandatory for a while?
I had Jamal to tell it straight to him. The fans are
I think he's a champion now.
Fans are like, yeah, Edgar, you were in there. You showed up.
He's a champion?
I think so now he is.
Who
you talking about? I'm not sure.
I can't remember his damn name.
What does he look like?
Chad, anybody know?
What? I didn't hear you, Butter. Outside might know.
Oh, he's asking about the person that was Jamal Charlo's mandatory.
Who was his mandatory for a long time? He wouldn't fight the guy.
Murtazaliev. Tim Zoo's fighting him. Murtazaliev.
That's who Bud needs to fight.
Tim Zoo's the real fucking thing. Like, for real.
Well, where's he at?
He sent Boots contracts. He sent all these guys contracts.
What's that?
Where's that guy at? He's at 160. Okay, yeah. Fight somebody at 160. Move up there. Don't play around at 154. If you gonna try and fight Canelo, go ahead up there to 160, man.
Yeah, fight Muratalla.
Right? There's natural maturation of this shit. It's like there's steps that you gotta go through. Like all the greats that have went up in weight classes, they've never jumped 2 or jumped 3 and lived to tell about it. They all got smoked. You got to break your body into this shit.
Except Pacquiao. Well,
Pacquiao is literally an all-time great.
Pacquiao ain't skip over nothing though. He went through all of them.
Pacquiao started from 109, bro.
but I'm saying he moved up though. I'm saying he gradually moved up the weight classes. He didn't skip over.
I know it gradual. He went from 109 to being total
7 pounds at a time, or 4 pounds. It's 4, and then jumps to 7. And at 154 it goes 6, and then it goes 8. You know what I mean? It goes from 40, 47, 7 more to 54, and then 6 to 60. I never understood.
The problem is people be thinking that their favorite fighter is Superman or something, man. You know, Bud is not Superman.
One thing people are skipping about Canelo and Bud is this, right? They're at a unique part of their career. Canelo had 40 fights when he fought Mayweather. Remember this, right? He has over 60 fights. Bud is already a 2-time division champion. If they both undisputed champion, if they both were to retire today, they would both be in the Hall of Fame. They don't have to do anything else in boxing.
That don't give Bud no chance that he wouldn't have if he didn't.
Hey, but let it happen because at the end of and Bud said this. Bud even talked about the advantages and disadvantages of fighting Canelo. He said, "Hey, I already know Canelo has a huge weight advantage. He might have a huge power advantage, but guess what? He started at lower weight. I have the height and the reach. That's why Bud never said he wanted to fight Benavidez, because Benavidez has all of the advantages, right?
Benavidez cold.
So you remember when Errol Spence was in the fight with Bud, and right before he got stopped, Bud was catching wreck, and Errol was still trying to fight, and they had to jump. Harvey Doc had to jump in there and grab Earl and tell him no. And Earl looked like he was mad at first that he stopped the fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta save these fighters from themselves, man. We gotta save Bud from himself.
Let him take a fight.
Stop
Let him,
gassing this little
if
guy
Canelo
up.
beats him, Canelo beats him. At the end of the day, Bud's never lost a fight. If Canelo wins, Canelo wins.
37, dude. And by the time he gets a Canelo fight, he's 38. I don't know what the fuck fans think. 32-year-old. You're 32. You're on the back half of your
I mean,
prime.
Canelo's 50 in boxing years, right?
I'm gonna go hit the bathroom. I'll be right back, D1.
Yo, Canelo has
Listen,
over 50,
bro.
60 fights, bro. I'm trying to tell you, that's
66 fights.
That's a
You can have a dog that was wrecking everything, but you're not gonna put him up against a bigger dog, you know.
So what? So
that's wrecking stuff too.
Wait, frequent. Yeah. What if Bud beats Canelo? What would you say about him then? The best in our generation.
Oh, he's the great. Oh, he's the great. But it's not going to happen, bro.
Yo, then let it happen.
It's not going to.
We never knew.
What if I jumped off? What if I stepped off a building and floated? I'll be goated forever.
Motherfucking man, dog.
You'll be taken to the FBI base camp and disappear for the rest of your life.
But man, I think fans really need to put the shit in their perspective, like Freakin' was saying. Like, it sounds good. It's all easy, and we're just fucking typing away in chats talking about Bud. That Canelo is punching hard as shit.
Yeah.
He's 5 years or 4 years younger than Bud. No, I think they're closer, 3 years, maybe to 2.5. But the last person to find out they're old in the ring is the guy fighting.
That's true.
You look great in sparring. You look great on the bag. Your coach don't see no difference because the guys that you're bringing in to spar with you, when you're somebody at Terrence Crawford's level, yeah, I mean,
we got to save him from himself, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, man. But like at the end of the day, I'm down for that fight, man. I don't want
his dog gonna get him hurt, man. We gotta save Bud, man.
We don't need to say nothing. Let the fight happen.
Just big.
I don't want to hear none of that. I want to see that fight. You know, let it happen. They're both greats. Let the stuff happen. At the end of the day, Canelo lost to a guy who was way smaller than him.
Marquis was happening, bro. Appreciate you, champ. Thanks for stopping through. 11:39 in this bitch, so he was here 11 minutes or 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, let that fight happen, man. Let it play out.
I don't mind it, but it's only because I'm starving for a top Canelo opponent that I think has a chance.
Yeah, but you don't want to give him an advantage like that. If he beat Bud, what people gonna say? Oh, he came from two weight classes down. It was a cherry pick.
That's the same thing they said about Charlo, and Charlo took that fight. Let's not do that. Like Charlo,
unless they're giving
Canelo pulled Charlo
150 million or 100 million, what's in it for him? It's a lose-lose. You go
if
and
Bud went up to 160
canvas, you go and dribble his shit off the canvas. They say he's too small.
If he did it the right way, I wouldn't have no problem with it. If Bud next fight was at 160 and he won that, and then he moved up to 168 and he beat somebody else at 168, then give him Canelo. But if you don't think that Bud can, if you don't think that Bud can just move up to 168 and beat somebody else at 168, then what you trying to make him fight the best person up there for?
But frequent Charlo didn't do that, and Canelo pulled him up 2 weight classes. He pulled him up 2 weight classes.
Exactly. That's why that wasn't right. You saw what happened to Charlo, man.
Hey,
Charlo ain't no weak person, man. And you saw what happened to him.
Let it happen. At the end of the day,
weight classes for a reason, man. We don't want to see no other fight like that.
By the third round, Jamel knew he had no damn chance. All he wanted to do was survive.
Bud is a junkyard dog. Let him go up there and let him see.
You know what happened? Jamel Charlo caught Canelo flush with something, and Canelo he ate that and kept walking to him, shrugged his shoulders, and he said, "Oh, ish, I'm in trouble now."
Yeah, he knew he didn't even punch.
The fight's going to be about power versus power versus boxing.
Then he got clipped. And said, "Oh, let me take this knee real quick."
And see what what everybody don't realize too. When Bud beat Spence, he didn't beat a good version of Spence. And I said this right after the fight. That version of Spence, everyone in the top 10 would have beat that version of Spence.
Uh-oh.
Well, Spence was he was doing his thing, but Bud is Bud, man.
Bud is Bud, bro. Bud is Bud.
I love Spence. He's a good.
I love
he's
Spence
a good
from the
dude.
bottom of my heart, man. I cried when he lost, but I'm not gonna
Bud
take.
would have whipped his
You
ass.
cried.
Yeah, I cried,
Styles
man.
thing.
That's one of my favorite fighters, man.
That little cry.
That's
Little
one of my
fucking-
favorite fighters.
That
Come on,
one
man.
tear.
From day one.
Look, I was
Hacker
worried.
crying
I
like
was
a baby.
worried when he had that car accident. Then when they said he was going to come back and box, first thing I said was, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Then I was
When
he gets
Ryan
in there with
Garcia
Danny
was
Garcia.
all juiced up off the aspirin, and he kept putting Devin Haney down, and then he ended up winning the fight. What happened, man? I went on Claymore Rain's panel, and I was, giving it up for him. You know what I'm saying? But then, we found out that he was cheating.
Fernand's channel. I said, hey, at the end of the day, I rock with Devin, man.
But I didn't cry though, bro. You cried?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was crying for Devin too, bro.
Listen, old school. We gotta make an official.
I didn't cry for Devin though, bro.
I gotta start winding this down. We gotta make I gotta make an official pick for Triple D and Joshua. I got Triple D shocking the world, and if he don't, I've been wrong before and probably be wrong afterwards, and be wrong a couple times.
Yeah, I don't trust AJ's chin, and I don't trust his personality or his. I don't trust him.
Can't trust him.
So you going for Dubois?
96,000 tickets.
They're going for Dubois. I'm going for AJ.
The moment he hurts him, it's over with.
But see, like when I hear about the 96,000 tickets, I wonder if they were giving out soup. You know how they do when you got a big stadium fight. Bring a can of soup down to the fucking joint, and we'll give you a ticket. I hope they actually sold them, and it maybe does a gate because it's the largest ever boxing event in UK's history. So shout out to the UK for that.
Oh yeah, the
You know what I
UK
mean?
supports their fighters, man.
I feel like Dubois gonna get a punch in, and AJ gonna feel it. And AJ, man, he got quit in him, man. I think
he does.
So does Dubois.
He got quit in him, man.
Dubois stopped Buddy with the body shot, because to me Dubois won that fight. I don't give a fuck with no
against Usyk, right?
Yeah, they robbed him, man.
Pound for pound.
I do not trust AJ's chin at all.
Me neither.
I don't trust his chin or his heart.
Nope. So does AJ though. They both got great jabs, but Dubois' head's right there on the line. I seen AJ use a little bit of movement, but something just tells me about that stare down. The way, like Frequent was saying, bro, that look in his eyes, he's not playing even a little bit. AJ tried to intimidate him in the one face-off thing where he got out fucking, telling him.
And let's face it, bro.
I think he's gonna drag him in deep waters. Dubois gonna drag him in deep waters, I think, and then AJ gonna want to quit.
Drown him though. He can drag Dave's deep water, but he's gonna be the one drowning.
He stopped Big Baby Herkovich. Like, listen, momentum in this sport means more than people think.
Yeah, true.
And him knocking out Ngannou, that to me, that's a high school kid beating up a toddler. This dude don't know how to box. He's a striker from the MMA, and some jerk-off boxing coach probably taught him how to throw punches like that.
No. He used to box before he got in there.
No, but when AJ cocked back for that punch, though, he just closed his eyes and braced for it. He didn't even try to do that. Which you think more powerful, his fist or your face, bro? He closed his eyes and braced himself.
What did AJ do?
And got knocked out.
Jesus.
Well, I got Triple D shocking the world. We've been on for an hour and 49 minutes. I need to talk to my son. He played a hell of a game. Last minute heroics, wins a football game at the very end. I left early to come start this podcast, and now I'm mad as shit over it. But I got to make.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you guys for stopping up. Appreciate you both. Frequent Boxing Hacker.
Scooter, stay out of boxing, bro.
Salute to y'all, man.
Salute to y'all, man.
Everybody in the chat too.
Old school.
Peace
and blessings. Good night, all right?
Catch you next
too,
Friday.
bro.
Good night, channel.
We're live on Sundays from now on, but once some fights start happening, peace out, boys. OG, appreciate you once again. Let me end this stream. Dragon, everybody, all things, Marky, all the people that are in here all the time. My family,
Yeah, I think
JBT. Shout out to the JBT. Shout out to everybody pushing this sport forward.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.